Alright guys, in my last video we had a look at my Haines Hunter 445. We just had a very quick look at it. Basically, if I come back here a bit, that's him there. So this boat was built back in the mid-1980s, somewhere thereabouts, by Haines Hunter, Australia, 445R. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go through a list of materials that I estimate that we're going to be using. And I'm going to talk very briefly about why I'm going to be using those materials. So what I've done is I've done up a bit of a cheat sheet, which is over here. I've got all of my costs, all of my estimated costs and everything. I'm putting those costs up in the description. If you go into the description, you'll see all of that. You'll also see the list of materials that I'm going to be using, all of this sort of stuff here. Okay, that might give some of you young guys or anybody who's never done a project like this before a little bit of a helping hand or a heads up. So I'm not using any timber in this build, and I'm using the least amount of Thermolite that I can. And the reason for that is, I'm just going to be brutally honest, is that stuff is getting expensive. So up here it's about, with freight and everything, it's about $750 a sheet for 19mm Thermolite. So you can probably find it cheaper than that, but that's some of the prices that I've got at the moment. What we're going to be doing is the transom itself is going to be 2 layers of 19mm Thermolite. Then we're going to laminate that. We're going to have layers of fiberglass in between, 2 layers of structural glass on the outside and the inside. Hope that makes some sense. But basically, all up, the transom itself is going to be about 60mm thick, so about 2 inches, 2.5 inches, somewhere thereabouts. So anyway, let's have a look at this. Some of the materials that we're going to be using. So 2 sheets of 19mm Thermolite, basically for the transom only. Then we're going to be using 4 sheets of 12mm H80 foam or something similar. And then 60 kilos of vinyl ester resin. Now that's an estimate. 60 kilos should pretty much cover us, I'm hoping. The reason that I'm using vinyl ester resin is I haven't used epoxy resin. I'm never going to use epoxy resin. I don't think I'm a fan of epoxy resin. My reason for that is very, very simple. It's because you can use epoxy over polyester resin and vinyl ester resin, but you can't use polyester resin and vinyl ester resin over the top of epoxy. And that could get me into a lot of trouble. So I don't want to get into that trouble. I don't want to create a mess that I can't fix. So that's my reason. That's wholly, and the price. Okay, vinyl ester resin provides a bit more stability than the polyester resin. So you've got better chemical resistance, you've got better impact resistance and structural integrity. So that's why vinyl ester resin. We will get into that in another video at some other stage, but we're only just touching on that at this stage. We've got our wax in styrene. So our wax in styrene we're going to be using right on the very last layers. I am going to be glassing all of this as well. I'm going to put some chop strand mat down and woven rovings and another layer of chop strand mat down once I've ground all of this out to basically give me a good surface to bond to later on when I start putting my stringers and everything in. I'm going to do a stringer matrix as well. I'm going to be using, let's have a look, our Qcell. So Qcell micro balloons. Qcell is micro balloons. We're going to be using that for our fairing. Mix it up with the vinyl ester resin or the resins and fair it all out. Nice and easy to sand, pretty easy to work with. We've got our Qcell, our fumed silica. So the fumed silica is for my gluing. It's I can mix that with chop strand mat, chop up my chop strand mat, tear it all up and throw it in there, give it a little bit more strength. I will be using talc as well, just to keep the price down a bit because Qcell's not cheap. Talked about waxings, 20 kilos of acetone. And then we're looking at our weighing scales, our core flute that we've got here that I've used for a template for my transom. Scrapers, tongue depressors, fiberglass rollers and all your other consumables. We call those consumables in my industry. Anything that you're using that you're basically going to use once or twice and throw it away as a consumable. So we've got that as well. Now, the good thing about this is I'm hoping that some of you guys will really get something out of the fact that I've done these sheets up for you. Not only have I done a sheet of all the materials up that's going to be in the description. So it's all going to be in the description, the sheet of materials. But I've also got an estimated price. So this is my estimated price. This is all in Australian dollars. This is a guesstimate, and this is all going to be in the description. So I'm going to put all of these details in the description, including my list of materials and my total cost. I'm assuming my estimated total cost is going to be, for all of my materials, including the Thermolite, the foam, the resin, Qcell, wax and styrene, all of the materials that I'm going to use is 6,670 Australian dollars. 6,670 Australian dollars. That does not include freight, so I might have to whack another couple of $1,000 on freight, especially at the moment when fuel prices are so high because of things that are going on overseas. Very, very expensive. And my labour. So I'm going to estimate my labour to be in around about the 160 hours of labour to do this job. Now, I know shipwrights will probably be able to do that in half the time, but I'm thinking 160 hours. I'm going to record that, I'm going to keep a close eye on that, and I'm going to give you guys an idea at the end of it of how long it actually took me, so that you can, you know, somewhere down the track, if you ever want to do a project like this, you can make the decision about whether or not it's worth it for you.